Hey everybody, Sol here. I have only one rule here. If it's animated, I'll comment on it. And you know what? I've been doing a lot of superhero stuff lately. Seems like in the past couple months or so I've done pretty much nothing but superhero stuff. So, this is gonna be the last installment in what I'm going to call the superhero streak, or whatever, that works. Anyway, this last installment is going to be on this movie here, Big Hero 6. Another big-ass CG blockbuster. I can hardly wait. Activate Sol's history book powers! So, Big Hero 6 was originally conceived by 2 of the 4 members of Man of Action, the group of men who created the Ben 10 franchise. Seriously, why does that series keep coming back to haunt me? Anyway. Yes, well, okay. The movie adaptation of Big Hero 6 was developed by Disney and released in 2014, and went on to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Oh, hey look, Rango! You've got a friend! Yes, well now, the burden of a hero is certainly a heavy one, so I'm going to take my mask of hidingness and my cape of superhero-ness, and we're going to take a good look into Big Hero 6 while I go thwart my enemies. Away! You wouldn't exactly know it from a cursory glance, but this is actually a superhero origin story, which involves an extremely intelligent young man named Hiro Hamada, who tries to get to the bottom of an insidious plot involving a treacherous man who wears a kabuki mask, who's responsible for the death of Hiro's brother, Tadashi. Hiro teams up with Tadashi's healthcare consultant robot Baymax, and a group of Tadashi's college friends, to become a team of superheroes and save the day. Yeah, as far as plots go, this is about a 2 on the creativity scale. The execution is admittedly far better than the actual concept, but still, I've seen this type of story so many times that I wouldn't be surprised if this formula is part of my DNA now. As for the characters, there's really only a core cast here, so that saves me a lot of time. Hiro Hamada is the protagonist and is proclaimed to be a genius in robotics, but in all honesty, I just don't see it in his character at all. Yeah, he makes robots and other science-type shit easily, but does that really make him a genius? We don't really get to see any of Hiro's process or inner thoughts or anything, we just always see the end result, which is wholly underwhelming. What makes a so-called genius interesting isn't the crap they create, it's the process and struggles they go through to make their ideas a reality. But whatever, that's a whole other topic entirely, and if I go more into it, I'll be talking for hours. Other than that rather big gripe, I'd say that there's nothing too bad about his personality. Hiro's more of a blank slate, like lots of superhero protagonists, so there's not a whole lot I can pick on without being too cruel or nitpicky. Then there's Baymax, the big inflatable robot designed to provide care to the sick and injured. Baymax is, well, Octus from Symbionic Titan. That's no exaggeration, they're almost exactly the same characters, with the same basic goals and the same type of plain-faced delivery of dialogue. They're even shaped the same, sorta. But, well, this is awesome! Octus was the only part of Symbionic Titan I actually really liked, and the same can be said here of Baymax. His squishy tenderness is just so sweet and adorable that I just can't help but fall for him. But I will just say that I really don't care for him when he's low on battery. Why does he act like a drunk? It's just weird. I mean, does my remote start heaving up bile when it needs new AA's? The other characters like Hiro's brother Tadashi, his friends Honeylemon, Go-Go, Wasabi, and Fred, and the villain who shall remain nameless because it's supposed to be a big twist, are kinda just, well, I like to call them background noise characters, where they don't really exist for any other reason than just to push the protagonist into action, offering little to no support or feedback. Some of you may disagree, but there's seriously no point in almost all of these characters' dialogue exchanges. They're the character equivalent of an air conditioner's hum. Okay, so what makes this movie good? Well, it's pretty much a given now that Disney's CG is going to look testicle-explodingly awesome, and this movie's no exception. I mean, I thought Frozen looked good, but damn man, the CG in this is just way too good. It's, dare I say, incredibly good? Also, the themes of depression and loss are a nice little addition that are very rarely seen in a Disney movie. Most times, death and despair are brushed off like a dust bunny on a dill pickle, but this movie actually does slow down from time to time and make the viewer connect with Hiro's grief. But then, of course, more explosions and windy dialogue interrupt that. Baymax, of course, totally steals the show, but not just because he's adorable and squishy. I'd say that the only time I find Hiro an interesting character is when he's interacting with Baymax, and how he uses him to cope with the grief of losing his brother Tadashi. They never really mention that fact, but it is there if you look a little closer. And now for the bad stuff, huh? Yes, well, I actually have quite a few problems with this movie that even surprised me. First off, the design choices for this movie are really odd. Okay, the idea of San Francisco, a strange hybrid city of Tokyo and Francisco, is weird enough, but if it's a hybrid of an Asian and American culture, why are all the characters white? Well, I mean, he's black, but he still has an American sensibility, so my point still stands. They have Japanese names, for the most part, but none of them are Asian. The infrastructure of the city leans heavily on the whole Tokyo part, but the characters have no Japanese idiosyncrasies. To me, this is the movie equivalent of a weeaboo. There's other problems I have with this movie that I could discuss in depth forever and ever, like Hiro's misrepresentation of genius intellect, the villain's goal, and Honey Lemon's pronunciation of Hiro's name. Hiro! But then it'd turn into a rant. So I think I'll close off my gripes about this movie with the one thing that stood out to me even more than the weird design choices. And that would be the ending. This ending is, without any doubt whatsoever, sequel bait. Now, true, there's nothing objectively wrong with having a sequel bait ending, but this is a story about loss and redemption, and you can't have your redemption part if the loss becomes pointless in the end anyway. To go more in-depth would spoil the ending, so I'll leave it there for now. Trust me though, if you thought Ben 10 was annoying for having no consequence, this'll piss you off more than a dolphin in a dishwasher. Big Hero 6 is sort of a shaky experience. True, it's amazing to look at, and someone with a less analytical eye can probably enjoy this movie until their tits explode, but to me, there's way too many aspects of it that stick out like a sore thumb, which constantly pulls me out of the experience and makes it harder to enjoy. Maybe not a movie for me, but if you aren't bothered by anything I've said here, then this movie is definitely right up your alley. I give Big Hero 6. 3 eyes out of 5. Yes. Alright. So, Big Hero 6. Is it watchable? Absolutely. This is one of those movies that is definitely what you would classify as an orgasm to your eyes. Is it enjoyable? To me, personally, it's not my kind of movie, but in a general sense, in the public consciousness, yes, absolutely, I would say it's very enjoyable. Is it memorable? Well, I would like to say yes, but even though this movie is younger than another one of Disney's certain abominations coming out, this movie isn't as marketable as that one, so this movie gets kind of pushed aside, whereas the other movie, well, it definitely refuses to go away. And one of my superpowers isn't seeing into the future, but if it was, well, only time will tell if this movie will have the impact that that other one had. That's all I have to say about that, so, Excelsior! Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching my review of Big Hero 6. I hope you liked it. I know it's not really the most popular opinion ever, but whatever, that's just how I feel. If you want to see more of my stuff, you can click the links playing in the video right now, or you can hit subscribe to follow my channel because it's something I always appreciate. Or if you want to check out my various social media platforms, you can see the links there in the description as well as on the screen there for you to check out my Twitch channel, Twitter page, and my Facebook fan page. As always, if you have an idea for an animated series or movie you want me to comment on, you can leave me a message in the YouTube comments on any one of my social media platforms, or just message me in any way you can think of to let me know what you want to see, and I will add it to my list. Alright, thanks again for watching everybody, and I will see you next week.